All right. It looks like we are live. I am so excited. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Tuesday is Tuesday Transformation, and I'm all about transformation. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing to talk about. It's my favorite thing to do. I am always looking to transform myself and look for ways to constantly transform myself. I always say I can never leave my thoughts unsupervised. That's one of my um, constant reminders to myself. And I have one of my favorite people on the planet with me here today. And his name is Tom Deweese. And thank you for being here with me today.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. As you know, I love getting a chance to speak and help people whenever I get a chance. And you've given me the opportunity to do that every day, which is amazing.
Oh, thank you. And if you guys are joining, just say hello in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Give me a shout, say hi, and let me know where you're tuning in from. And I just want to say hi back. And we're just jumping on and offering some pearls of wisdom, and out of chaos comes clarity. And I can tell you that that has been certainly the case in my own life. And we don't learn from the easy times in our lives. We learn from the difficult times in our lives. So, hi, Judith. Saying highly recommend the book by Rebecca. Thank you so much. And hi, Nick in New Jersey, and hi, Cheryl in Texas, and Lydia in Italy, and Sandra Lee in California, and Michelle. Many times when we're doing these lives, we see people from every continent and countries from all over the world, because high conflict, narcissism, dealing with difficult people touches people all over the world. If you are in a group of people anywhere, you are dealing with somebody who's difficult, and you have to have tools. You really need to have a way to be able to handle, because they aren't going to change. So you have to be the one who knows how to handle it. You have to have the tools. You have to know that you can start to respond and not react. You have to learn that you can observe and not absorb, and start to look at them as if they're a toddler having a tantrum on the floor, right? And that's one of the things that I teach people all the time is, when toddlers are having a tantrum on the floor, you don't go, okay, let me go down there and have a tantrum with you. You go, okay, well, when you're done, we can have a conversation, right? You don't take it personally. You just sort of look at them and smile and say, okay, well, whenever you're done, we'll continue the conversation. And that is what you start to learn how to do when you're dealing with difficult personalities or narcissists. You start to realize that they're coming from their own place, their own occurring worlds. And that was something that we actually just talked about this morning, right, Tom, on our team call.
Yeah, it sent me down a very interesting path this morning about how people experience life, and how everyone has their own unique view and their own unique experience of life. And like you said, even narcissists have their own unique experience, right? And I think it's important to understand that everything is a choice, right? So after you go through something like this, it's how do I choose to experience life? And
Yeah.
That's a huge, huge thing for me. And I know it's a huge thing for you as well, but I choose to step into the light. I'm not going to let the darkness overtake me, you know. It's a fight for people every single day. I talk to people every day, and it's it's a real thing. But you have to make that choice, right? You have to make that choice to experience it. Take this experience that you had and turn it into something positive.
Yeah.
A couple different ways we could do that, but
Yeah. I know that, somebody's saying, how do I know if I'm the narcissist or not? And I just, I want to say, I think a lot of times that when you are dealing with a narcissist, they start to make you think that you are the narcissist, because they've made you believe that you're the selfish one. They've made you believe that you're the one who's, gaslighting, because they're constantly trying to make you feel guilty. They're constantly turning things around on you. They're constantly manipulating you. And so I think if you are the one who's questioning yourself, if you're the one thinking you're selfish, if you're the one thinking that you're the narcissist, then you're probably not the narcissist, because narcissists don't usually wonder things like that. Narcissists aren't usually prone to have self-awareness, right? I mean, so I think most of the time they're looking to push their behavior off on somebody else. I call it projection and deflection, lying and denying. They're constantly looking at ways that they can, do this pattern interrupt and turn things around on you and manipulate situations so that you feel like there's something wrong with you, because it's their own deep pain and shame that they have deep down inside of them. And that's how you end up feeling so isolated and so alone and so traumatized. And that's why when you go to negotiate with them, when you go to have a conversation with them, when you go to try to remove yourself and extricate yourself from these situations, you're dealing with such brain fog and such complex post-traumatic stress disorder that you're already coming from a place that your body is already almost shut down. And so you have to understand that that has already happened to you. I mean, you've gone from dopamine to cortisol, dopamine, cortisol, dopamine, cortisol. I mean, because it's like you're craving this hit of dopamine from that person constantly, because of you, this highs and lows and highs and lows and highs and lows. I mean, just that alone leaves you in this state of exhaustion where you just feel completely and utterly depleted. And so just that alone leaves you in a state where it's extremely difficult to be in a place where you can communicate or negotiate with this person. Normally when somebody goes into a place where they have to leave a relationship, they think, okay, well, how can we get to a place where we can maybe end up where both sides end up with something fair, and hey, neither of us wants to spend a whole lot of money here, so what can we do? It's not like that in this sort of situation. When you go into a discard phase with a narcissist, they want to annihilate you. They want to smear you. They want to come after you. They're looking to make sure they take you down before you can take them down. And so you're already utterly depleted from the relationship itself. And now you have to deal with everything that comes on top of that. And you feel isolated and alone. And you can't do that by yourself.
No, and I'd even add they really need to get a reaction out of you. And that's why a lot of people question themselves, is because of that reaction that they have, trying to make sense of what doesn't make sense. Right. And let's be honest, when a narcissist is in full discard phase, you feel like you're being attacked and you've been abused for so long that sometimes you do say things that are out of character, and that's where people start to question themselves. Am I the narcissist? No, you're not. It really gets me upset when people say that, because the big question you have to ask yourself is, do you have a clear pattern of a lack of empathy? A clear pattern. And 99.9% of the time, you look back at that person that's telling you that you're this, and they have it. You've probably missed all those red flags, right? I know from stories I've heard in my own personal story. I mean, it's like I look back and go, this person's been doing this for years, since they've been a teenager. And when you're in it, it's so difficult to see those red flags. It's so difficult to see, you really want to believe that they are the victim sometimes, especially with the coverts and the vulnerables. You really want to believe that they just had a bad string of luck, and that person at work was out to get them, and that other relationship, their ex, was crazy, and they're telling you you're great, so you believe it, right? And it's not until you see it for yourself. So if you ever question yourself, if you're the narcissist, just take a look at your life. And do you discard people like that? Do you constantly go out of your way to manipulate and hurt people? Because if you don't, no matter what you said in a reactionary phase during a discard, you're not a narcissist.
Right. Oh, that's such a good point. Such a great point. And I think that it's so clear and obvious what they're trying to do. I mean, one of the major ways that narcissists attack people is they go after somebody and they bait them until the person literally loses it, and then they use their reaction against them.
Yeah.
And then they go, look, there's the crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one who is the person who is the smearing one. And then they tell everybody that there's the crazy one. And they use that against them.
You'll often, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
You'll often hear, and what I hear a lot is emotionally abusive. They say, you're the emotionally abusive one. I've been hearing that a lot lately. I know I've heard it myself. You're emotionally abusive. And it's like, well, you just talked in circles and made me crazy. And then all of a sudden it's, you'll apologize for things that you have no business apologizing for.
Right.
When you're desperate like that. And sometimes that's not good enough for them, because they want to provoke a reaction. The apology is not good enough. And they'll keep picking until you explode. And then, look, this person doesn't have command of their faculties. They're not emotionally intelligent. I've heard some pretty nasty things.
Right. And so there you are, apologizing again. And then there they are, the victim. They've become the victim when you were the one in the first place trying to have a conversation about something, right? Like you found some kind of suspicious text messages, or you found, or you're trying to have a conversation about your needs or something, and then somehow it gets turned around that they're the victim, right? And so
You're the
this,
jealous one.
yeah, you're the jealous one, or you're the one, or why are you bringing this up now, or what, this isn't a good time, or you just interrupted me, or you're too loud, or this or that, and it's something, and then you become the problem. So now you're the problem once again. And now you're the manipulating one, or and then they go and tell everybody that you're the one who's harassing, you're the one who's abusive, you're the one who's this, and so that's their MO. That's their MO.
It also makes them feel much better about what they're doing to you, right? Because it allows them to justify their actions, justify having to destroy you.
Right. And so this is exactly why you need to have good help. You cannot do this alone. You cannot do this alone. And so this is why you've got to have good resources, good help. And on Saturday, I'm having a live webinar, and it's the first time I'm doing this one. So I really want to make sure you guys come. It's Outsmart the Narcissist. My 4-step proven plan to take back your power. Make sure you come. That's Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, icanslay.com. And then next week, I'm having another webinar on how to become a certified coach, a high conflict negotiation coach, like Tom is now. And Tom is, Tom is former military. He has an amazing career doing other things as well in video, and amazing career. But he also works with me coaching people doing work that is literally transforming lives. And
Absolutely.
um,
Just today, let me interrupt you real quick. Just today, we were talking about this a bit ago. I spoke to a woman who, you and I have been working with for a little bit, and she went on a tangent for like 5-10 minutes about how much I changed her life, and how she turned her entire divorce around. She thought that she was a victim, and she realized that she was not a victim. And that was because of things that you had said to her, because of things that I had said to her. And she stepped into her own power, and she's been doing the research, and now she's in a very, very, very good place. And she refuses to be a victim. And she's going to be one of our coaches here very shortly. Very intelligent woman. And she just, it's absolutely incredible, Rebecca, that I have this opportunity to get to do this, that I get to talk to people and help people and change their lives. And because I know what it's like, and I know that you know what it's like when you're in that darkness, and how painful it is, and you feel like you're drowning, and you just need someone, something. And me becoming a coach was really what pulled me out of all that. And
helping others is just the best. It's absolutely the best. And so, for those of you who can't make it Saturday, you can always sign up, and, we'll send you the replay. Or if you want to come next week, it's highconflictcert.com to become a high conflict certified coach. Please come next week. We want you to come. This community is like no other. It just is. I mean, I can tell you that as an attorney, I had no shortage of clients. Literally no shortage of clients. I mean, even now, I still get people who are begging me, literally begging me to be their attorney. I mean, if I sat down and hung a shingle, I would have way too many clients within a couple of days. I'm
Talked to
doing
someone this morning that asked if you would represent them.
yeah, I mean, no shortage. I do this because I am so passionate about this work. I love helping people. This is my passion. I love this work. And Tom works with me every day, and he knows that this is true.
Yeah,
I
she's the real deal. She's on a mission, and I understand that. I think there's a certain level that Rebecca and I totally get each other on. I absolutely get it, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing with her, is because you just, I hate to keep going back to it, but after you've experienced this, you don't ever want anyone to be going through that alone, right? And um, that that's just, it's a great driver. It's almost like, being awakened. I hate to get too woo woo, but it's like, you kind of, something inside of you wakes up and just says, this is my calling. This is what I'm supposed to do. And if you've been through this, like if you're watching this right now and you've been through this and you've started to come out the other side and you feel like you know this pretty well, I think you do really well becoming one of the coaches, and
yes,
helping.
yes. I mean, becoming a coach really can help you. I mean, I can just say that, you know, somebody's asking, have you seen somebody change? It's hard enough to change yourself. This is what I'm going to say to you. It's hard enough to change yourself. I mean, I started off this call by saying I can never leave my own thoughts unsupervised. I am literally like, if I'm, uh, you know, exercising, if I am washing dishes, if I am getting ready in the morning, if anytime my mind has a chance to be idle, it is listening to an audiobook, it is listening to a podcast, it is listening to something because, you know, my mind on its own goes right into the dark alley, into a bad neighborhood. It's like it is not allowed on its own. Uh, so I have to listen to good stuff, you know? And so it's harder to change yourself. Don't sit around and wait for somebody else to change.
But let me respond to Mike's question. Is, I know someone right now that I've recently become in contact with who is years of therapy, diagnosed covert narcissist, um, years of therapy, keeps telling me, I want to help people. I want to do things. I want to help people. Um, I can assure you that in this last week and a half that I've been talking to this person that's been in therapy for years and is totally self-aware, is still doing the same games right now. Even after years of therapy, is still playing the same games of, ghosting and leaving people hanging and all that other stuff. And they're not going to change. I get what Rebecca's saying, but I think that there's people that are in a place that still hold out hope that they could be the one to change them. And that's a part of the hook. That's what they did to you. That is what they did to you. They made you believe that you're the only person who could save them. If you loved them enough, you could love them out of it. You can't. You cannot.
You know what? I just interviewed Nadine Macaluso, who was married to the Wolf of Wall Street, and she wrote a book called "Run Like Hell." And she just talks about the trauma bond, and she's now a psychotherapist. She has her doctorate now, and she said that the biggest thing that narcissists give you is hope.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the most toxic thing, because that's all you live for is hope.
Yeah. Yep. And I talk to people every day. I can hear it in their voice sometimes, and they'll straight up tell me, I really miss them a lot, even after all that they did to me. They are putting me through hell currently, and I just want to be back with them so bad.
It's that dopamine. It's that dopamine rush.
It is like an addiction, and you have to break it. And you know that you're coming out the other side when all of a sudden you're very indifferent. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. It no longer triggers you anymore. You're just kind of like, whatever, you've shown me your cards, and I've reassessed myself, and I know that I'm so much better than this. Right.
Yeah.
And that's where people need to get to. And when you get to that point, it's quite cathartic for you as a person when you get there, because you realize that not only are you telling yourself you're so much better, you can start living a life that's so much better.
Yeah.
And in every way, you got to start leveling yourself up in every aspect of your life.
Yeah. Somebody's saying, isn't hope a good thing? Hope is okay. The problem is that this is a person who's out of integrity. Their actions never align with their words. So they give you hope with their words, but their actions never come to align. So it's the integrity that's out. That's the problem. That's the problem. You don't want to be with somebody who has no integrity.
And you deserve so much more. And I don't even know who you are, but I know that you deserve more. And the reason is because narcissists latch on to good people. And who was it that asked that question, Rebecca?
But I have to go back and look, but
you have so much value you don't even know. That's the thing. It's like they have to smash you because you're so good, because you're everything that they can't be, and they hate it.
Yeah, that's it.
Once you realize that, that's a game changer right there.
Yeah. And that's why I really try very hard to be a person of integrity and do everything that I say that I'm going to do, because of that right there. Because of that right there.
Mm-hmm.
The loyalty piece. Yeah. That loyalty piece, because of being burned so much by narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
It's look for, do somebody's actions match up? Do you do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it? That's it. And if they don't, then they're not worth your time. So, and you have to know that you're worth it there too. Right? And have that authentic power. you can have that authentic power. And the more that you respect yourself and the more that you raise yourself vibrationally, the more that people who have higher vibration will align with you. And the more that those people who have lower vibrational levels will no longer be able to exist in your space. It's just like a radio, like the lower like radio frequency, they can't exist in your higher vibrational frequency.
Yeah, I mean, that's even a part of the, like we were talking before about ego progression. It's the narcissists are very low vibrational people, very low vibrational people. It's them against the world.
Yeah. They're very fear-based people, very fear-based people, scarcity people, scarcity-minded people.
They blame everything on exterior, not on themselves. And to become high vibrational, to become hyper self-aware, is to understand that, to bring it full circle to what we were saying, is everybody's got their own experience. Right?
It's right.
Everybody is experiencing life from their own perspective. And when you're able to say, just looking for a name here, like say Cheryl has a very unique set of experiences that got her to where she is now, right? Yeah. And she probably experiences life much differently than me, and I can empathize with that.
Yeah.
That's what makes you a good person.
Exactly. Why do they pick fights around holidays? Because they can't stand other people getting attention during the holidays, because they're not getting attention for themselves. It's all about supply. Supply is their almighty. It's their food. I always say it's their food. It's their lifeblood. It's their oxygen, right? So if somebody else is getting attention, then they don't like it. So I just want to say, on Saturday, I'm doing a free masterclass. I'll be live. Come join me. If you can't make it live, sign up and we'll send you the replay. And then next week on May 28th, I'm doing another one live for the high conflict negotiation certification. So you can sign up for that one as well. And that's highconflictcert.com. So come on in, join us. This is an amazing community, and we'd love to have you. And I'll be there. I'll be answering questions. Tom will be there next week as well. And we would love to have you. So, yeah. And so this has been great. Tom is one of the best, and you can see why he's one of my favorite people. I mean, he's a great guy. Somebody said, are you guys good people? Well, I can speak for Tom. He is a great person. I strive to be the best person that I can be. We strive to be the best that we can be.
You are a good person, Rebecca. You're amazing. I think that, before I knew you, I had an idea of like, oh yeah, she's a really great person. And then once I got to know you, it's like, you have no idea how amazing this woman is. You really she is like this all the time. This is really who she is, and she's amazing. She's an amazing person.
Thank you. I absolutely adore you. And I love you guys. Yeah, I love you guys. This is really, it is my honor to serve you all, and to, it's really my honor to do this work. So, thank you all for being here, and I hope to see you all on Saturday. So come on in, join me, icanslay.com, or next week, highconflictcert.com, and we will, hopefully we'll see you all then. So thank you, Tom, for taking your time to be here with me today. And thank you all.
My pleasure. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to help people out. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. We will see you all soon. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.